Good morning, everyone. It's October 31st, 2018. I'm Eric, here at shtfplan.com. The American Dream Shatters. The Death of the Middle Class. Max Slavo. Middle-class families, which used to be the backbone of the United States economy, are becoming poorer despite the constant bombardment of news of a healthy economy. 62% of middle-class families struggle to afford a basic middle-class lifestyle. Even though the unemployment rate has reached a 50-year low, 3.7%, most jobs across the U.S. don't support a middle-class or better lifestyle, leaving many Americans struggling, according to a new study. When factoring in both wages and cost of living in the metro area where the job is located, 62% struggle to provide a middle-class lifestyle, according to the new study by Third Way, a think tank that leans center-left on the political spectrum. There's an opportunity crisis in the country, says Jim Kessler, Vice President of Policy for Third Way, an editor of the report. He explains some of the economic uneasiness and, frankly, the political uneasiness even amid the most robust U.S. economy and labor market since before the Great Depression of 2007 to 2009. But is the economy robust? It's not robust, not even close to being robust, and that unemployment number is fake. Fake. The middle class is not thriving, and increasing regulations and higher taxes make it difficult for people to branch out on their own and create their own business. I'm frustrated with the fact that I'm not going to be able to save anything because my rent is so high, says Esther, some shit I can't pronounce, who says she's 30-ish and pays $1,440 per month to rent an apartment. Esther is a public relations specialist, and her job pays more than $50,000 a year, but she's still struggling. I don't even know if I can afford to have children, she added, according to USA Today. $50,000 is a good wage. When I was driving my rollback, that's about what I would have been making had things not go bad. The one thing about living here in South Carolina in particular, my town, is for the most part rents are, well, no, they're not. We have a 2-bedroom shithole, and it's $500 a month. Whereas where we used to live was $350. So, and there's more space. But we're looking at moving pretty soon, thank God. So, people in the middle class, due to rising cost and stagnant wages, are losing their position there. in the middle class. They can't afford a basic middle class lifestyle, and it's a trend that's not going to stop. They say a slight minority of Americans, 52%, do live in middle-class households, according to recent annual reports by Pew Research Center, and another 20% or so live in upper-income households, but that's because they're juggling multiple jobs, for example, or relying on investments and inheritance or other household members who may have high paying jobs. That's from USA Today. A machinist in Cedar Rapids makes on average $45,470 a year, well short of the $57,220 the same job pays in San Francisco. But the lower paid Cedar Rapids machinist is leading a middle-class life, while their San Francisco counterpart falls well short. Same job, different life. But the dwindling middle class is nothing new. The results from Third Way's model indicate that the opportunity to earn a good living is scarce throughout the United States, and it will no doubt only continue to worsen. And I know somebody here who makes pretty good money, and they struggle worse than my family for some reason. It's crazy. There's another one here I'm going to cover. Let me find it. I think it was on Zero Hedge. Those fags in Schittsburg, I swear. Alright, where'd it go? I know it was here. Well, anyway, the article talked about how Obama-era Operation Choke Point, specifically, was an operation that extorted money from businesses like the mafia does, or did. I don't know if they still do, but that's pretty terrible shit. And it's happening here in the United States, or happened. I don't know if it still is. And probably. Yeah, I lost the damn article. Oh well. That's the nutshell of it, though. Wonder what site that was on. Yeah, right there. Should have. So, documents related to Obama-era Operation Choke Point show government was extorting lawful businesses like mafia mobsters. Come on, damn it. And this is from Natural News. Court documents unsealed earlier this month provide ample evidence that the Obama administration's Operation Choke Point program pressured financial institutions into cutting ties with lawful businesses, including gun dealers. in ways the mafia could only dream of getting away with, according to a news release from the Community Financial Services Association of America. Top government officials and federal agencies worked to push banks and other lending institutions into financially punishing businesses and industries the Obama White House opposed on political grounds. More than 100 records exposed dispositions and damaging emails of government officials, most notably at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, who executed a secretive campaign against lawful businesses it disfavored while ignoring due process and subverting the legal and regulatory processes. The CFSA news release reported. The association noted that the illegal campaign involved, among other tactics, threats from senior government agencies and officials that financial institution staff could be fired or even subjected to criminal prosecution if they didn't comply with the Obama regime's recommendations. Well, sounds more like orders to me, not recommendations. The documents show that the operation was implemented at the highest level of the FDIC and was carried out ruthlessly and enthusiastically by field operatives, the news release said. These documents reveal a shocking abuse of power and conspiracy to single out an industry and bring it to its knees, something far away from a regulatory agency's requirement to proceed according to the rule of law and due process, said Dennis Shaw, CEO of the Community Financial Services Association of America. Despite hearing statements to the contrary from government officials for years, these records prove that there was an intentional and targeted campaign to carry out an illegal policy. If personal preference and subjectivity is the guide for regulation, an awful precedent is set and there is no end to the interests that can be targeted. Pro-choice groups, environmental causes, religious groups, and many more, Shaw added. And, of course, the real objective was gun control. In April of 2016, Senators Mike Lee, Republican Utah, and Ted Cruz, Republican Texas, introduced legislation aimed at eradicating Operation Choke Point, which was run by the Justice Department. The bill, called the Financial Institution Customer Protection Act, would have banned federal agencies that regulate banks from requesting or instructing them to terminate customer accounts unless the regulator was material or has material reason. In particular, Operation Choke Point sought to investigate banks that did business with gun dealers, payday lenders, pawn shops, and other industries and firms the Obama DOJ claimed were engaged in illegal practices such as fraud and money laundering. Talk about hypocrites, because those are the things that our government is and always has been involved with. But hey, if it's the fucking state doing it, it's not criminal, right? Anyway, there's a lot more to cover today. I'm going to try to get to it all. And till next time, kill the state, live free.